So if we're talking about an even function or an odd function, so first thing, it says blank functions are symmetrical over the blank. The following graphs are examples. You guys, what would you say this graph is symmetrical over? What are we folding it over every single time? The y-axis. Perfect, you guys. We're going to throw a y-axis right here. And what does this graph look like? Something to what power? The second power. What's that power? Is that even or odd? Even. So you guys, these are going to represent even functions. Even though, does anyone remember what this graph is? What makes it straight? Absolute value. So this is technically the absolute, and you don't have to write this down. This isn't the topic right now, but this is technically the absolute value of x minus 2. And you might be like, well, that exponent's not even. I understand that. So I just wanted to point out, as long as you can fold it over that y-axis and it lands on top of itself, it's an even function. This one right here is a cosine function, cosine of x. So again, I know that that's not like x squared or x to the fourth, but other things can also be even. If these are even, what do we think these are going to be called? Odd, yeah. Odd functions, do they look like they fold over anything? Odd functions instead rotate. They rotate about the origin to land on top of themselves. So it says they're symmetrical over the origin. And the following graphs are examples. You know what I'd like to add to that? They need to rotate 180 degrees and land on top of itself. 180 degrees is a half circle. So if I spin my paper, which is easy, I guess spinning your paper is too, but check this out. If I take this paper and I spin it 180 degrees, is it exactly the graph that it was before? This is going down through the center. Is this going down through the center? That's what makes it odd. How about this cubic graph? This goes up, down, up through the center, up, down, up through the center. That makes it odd. And then finally, oops, I went the wrong way. This little sine graph that goes up from the origin, if I rotate it 180 degrees, is it going up from the origin? That's what makes it odd. Okay. Again, more tidbits about the even or odd. It's symmetric over the line x equals 0. That's just a reminder, that's the y-axis. And I'm going to show you, okay, if we were to draw the rest of this even function, it needs to be folded over that y-axis, okay? What would be this point if I reflected it over the y-axis? What would this point turn into? -1, comma what? 0. I love that. What would this point turn into? This is 2, -1. It would turn into, so 2, -1 would turn into, perfect, Harper, -2, -1. And then this one's kind of like 2.5, 0. So then I'm going to go to -2.5, 0. And then I'm just going to connect. And I'm going to say, all right, it's got to look something like this. Boop. There's the rest of my even graph. And I do want to show you this fancy notation. I'm not going to test you on it. I just want you to be exposed to it. It's saying that if you plug, I'm sorry, let me do this. Do you agree this point was 2, -1? Whoops. And its corresponding point is -2, -1, right? What would you say happens? What happens to the x coordinate? It is the opposite. What happens to the y? It's the same. So the fancy notation for this is you say my x, when my x is opposite, when I do the opposite x, what happens to my y? It stays the same, which is just what I started with, the original f of x. This is the fancy notation. I'm not going to test you on that. I just want you to see it and be exposed to it. Okay, let's try another one. If it's odd. If it's odd, we've got to rotate 180 degrees through the origin. And let's go ahead and make a prediction. If this little graph needs to be, I want to finish it, the new part has to be up there. So any ideas what this point, which was 2, 4, 6, 8. This is, oh, that's right in the middle. 2, -2, 4, 6, 8.5. -8.5. Anyone have any idea what point that would turn into? Cole? -2, +8.5. 2, 4, 6, 8.5. So that was -2, +8.5. And I'm going to go ahead and finish drawing it, and I'm just going to try to mimic what they've done. Ish. Doesn't need to be perfect, guys. But maybe you're like, oh, I would have done another point, Turner. 1, 2.5, 1, 2.5. I should have probably had this point over here. So you're like, do a little better. And by doing that, my graph could look like this. That finishes the odd graph. Okay, anyone have any ideas? Is my x still the opposite? Is the x still the opposite? These are those points, one's positive, one's negative. So the notation for odd is when I plug in a negative x, what happened to my y's? Are my y's also opposite? So you say, I get the opposite of my y. Good. I get the opposite, the negative of my function. Again, fancy notation, not going to test you on it. It says, now we're just talking about end behavior. You guys remember when we've got something that is like a x squared graph? We were talking about that general shape, and we're going to just continue with that today. So let's go ahead and give ourselves a good old like, woo, woo, woo. Cubic graph can have a lot of variety to it. So we're back in our yellow notes packet, and we're on page 15. End behavior is all about what is the end of this graph doing. I don't care that we're going woo woo in the middle. I don't care one bit. End behavior is what are these arrows doing? So we're going to see some new notation, and I want you to write the limit, L-I-M. Your L does not need to be cursive like mine. I just find it faster to write lim. And I want you to say as x approaches, and we use this little arrow, negative infinity. Have we done this notation at all yet? Okay, only AP. This is an AP Calc thing. Again, this is just saying, hey, as my x's are going towards negative infinity, I can't equal negative infinity because I can't equal something that's not a number. This isn't a number. But all this is referring to is as my graph goes to the left. As my graph goes to the left, you guys, this is how we're going to denote that. What would you say this graph is doing? What are those y values doing? They're going down. So I'm going to go ahead and say of p of x. I'm going to write p of x here because p of x is the name of this graph from right here. And in this graph, I don't actually want to write equals negative infinity because it won't always equal negative infinity, but in this graph it does. How do you think I would write this limit notation if we're talking about going to the right? As my x's approach what? Positive infinity. So you guys, I'm going to write my limit as x approaches positive infinity of p of x. That's how you say as my graph is going all the way to the right versus how my graph is going all the way to the left. Okay, so now let's put this in motion. Check out this graph. I want us to say, it says use the graph to show the right and left, describes end, show not the right, to describe its end behavior using limit notation. Here we go. We're going to say the limit. Let's talk about the left first. So I'm going to say as x approaches negative infinity, and they've called this graph f of x, so I'm going to write f of x right there. The limit as x approaches negative infinity, that's saying as I go to the left, as my x's are going to negative infinity, what are my y's doing? They're getting really, really small. My y's are going to negative infinity as well. So anytime it's going down, we're talking negative infinity. Then what do you think is we're going to say as my x's go to positive infinity? That means as I look to the right of the graph, what are my y's doing? They're what? They're going down again. So I'm going to say the same thing. The limit now as x goes to positive infinity, and that's just saying as I look to the right of my function, my y values are going to negative infinity again. Maybe you're writing yourself a little note. This is saying as I look to the left of the graph, and this is saying as I look to the right of the graph. Now it says, draw an example of a polynomial function that matches these statements. This is saying as x approaches negative infinity. That's just saying as I go, I actually don't want to draw an arrow because I don't want to confuse you. As I go to the left, what do my y values need to be doing? They have to be going up or down? Up. So as I go to the left, my y values have to go up. Asher might be like this. Oh, I went like this. That's great. Doesn't matter. But as you're going to the left of the graph, my y values are going up. What about as I go now to the right? What do my y values have to be doing? Down. They have to be going down. So as I go to the right, my graph has to be going down. You can connect them in any way you want. Paxton might be like this. Oh, I feel crazy. Woo, 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 woo. Could Harper have done this? Does this meet those standards?
Yeah.
To the left, we're going up, and to the right, we're going down. So it could be as crazy or as simple as you want. But it's just the end that matters in these, hence that end behavior name.